Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm here and you're there. My name's Maggie, and welcome back to my channel. And hopefully, I can get this clicked on. Does that look horrible? Hey! Okay, so we have a whole list of things we need to talk about. Okay? And I'm standing up because I'm trying to be more active. Because here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. I was on my period all last week and I just felt like a sloth. I felt like I was standing still and like the world was just zooming by. And like I was doing so much at work and I would just come home and crash and then like would try to socialize and then like I'm stressed out because a couple of my friends are going through some life path situations where it's like this is the next step for them. And then I'm of course I'm reflecting because I'm the same age as them, so I'm like, oh my god, what am I doing wrong? And on top of that, my dad asked me, he was like, what's your 5-year plan? And I was like, I don't know, because I don't know. Like whenever I was in high school, I guess like really in grade school, from like kindergarten to senior year, I knew I wanted to go to college. So that was my goal. And I was able to make plans for that. And I was able to be like, okay, this is what colleges are looking for. This is this. And I was able to execute that. But now that I'm like, have a job and a career, I'm just like, what do you mean, what's next? I'm trying to survive. I am paying my bills on time, thank the Lord. But like, I'm just trying to survive in this society where I'm constantly being told it's going to collapse any day? So I was just kind of like, I was taken back because usually, any point in my life besides now, I've always had a 5-year plan. I've always had at least one goal I'm working for that's like self improving, that's not physical, that's, like a mental self goal. So that really got me just kind of thinking about life and what I want to do. And I mean, it's only been like 6 hours since you asked me that question, but like it has constantly just been ringing in my mind. Like I did a hour and a drive back from my parents, and that's all I could think about. Like I wasn't even singing in the car. I was just like, 5-year plan. What does that look like for me? Where do I want to go? And kind of unfortunately, but not really because I love him so much, it sort of revolves around where my boyfriend's gonna be. Like, is he gonna be in Pittsburgh in a year? Is he gonna be somewhere else in a year? Because believe it or not, believe it or not, newsflash, everyone, I do want to be by my boyfriend. Believe it or not, I do want to continue the relationship with him and grow as a partnership. So I just feel like if I make my life here, it might be kind of wasted. But like also at the same time, you miss the shots you don't make, that you don't take, so like, but then I'm just like, what are my next steps? Like I don't have that. Like I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how to explain it. Like, and I don't want to be like, I'm burnt out, I'm this and that, but like I really just I think in the past, since really the pandemic started, I really lost my lust for life. Like I try to have it, but I feel like I'm just like sorry. I feel like I'm just like constantly in survival mode and I don't know why. I'm gonna take a breather, sorry. Um so I don't know why I'm in survival mode, and like I even stopped reading the news a lot. Like I used to read the news every day and now I kind of have it blocked on my phone. And like here's the thing though, I am still educated on current events. Like it's not like I'm walking around peacefully, arrogant and everything. Like I'm still keeping up with all of like what's going on in the globe and everything because I do care about what's happening. So, and like And like, I don't, to be honest, I really don't want to get my master's. I really don't want to go back to school. Like, I hated college so much, but I feel like the more I say that, the more I'm putting out into the universe of like no growth. And I guess I need to try to like make my mindset a bit more positive in that, but like, I'm gonna tear up again. But like, I just hated college so much. Like, in high school, I saw the best of myself. I was volunteering, I was exercising, I was seeing my friends a lot, I was working with my friends on all these different group projects, I was contributing to society, I was being, networking, and I was being sort of a figure for myself. And then in college, I was just a complete degenerate, just crying, crying, screaming, eating, barfing every day. And I was like, wow, this is not who I want to be. Like, if my younger self saw me in college, she would be like, this is not what we work for. This is not the person I want to be. And so I really feel like I failed myself in college. It's a little scary to think about 5 years because it really could all change. Like, I just remember I grew up in Texas and then went to college and then lived in a completely different city. And that all happened in the span of 5 years. So like I just I don't know what's next for me, and that's just really scary for me to think about. Like obviously I want more money. Like I want to not be living above, the water's here. I don't want the water to be here all the time. I want to be out of debt. I want to be out of credit card debt. Like, those are two those are two things I want, and I just don't know how. I mean, I know there's resources and things out there. I feel like I'm making myself stuck in a way. Because the first time in my life, like I said before, I haven't had like a 5-year plan. Like, I'm really up in the air. I'm really just kind of trying to focus on paying my bills and saving up money. And so I remember throwback call. What's that called? A callback to one of my videos where I did like my hopes, goals, and dreams. So I looked at that again, and I think the thing I really want to focus on is having 5K in my bank account savings this year. And I'm not even like 20% that, okay? Like, right? Yeah. You know? So I how do you get there, right? How do you get to that? So it's either you make more money and or spend less. And I think the spend less part is something I definitely need to work on because I do tend to be impulsive with things. But then whenever it's big purchases, I'm like, okay, let's think about this. Let's do a quick little thing. But if it's like 25 and under, I'm like, oh, that's fine. That's fine. No, $20. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, but then but then it's like five $20 purchases. Girl, what does that equal? $100. $100 and guarantee was freaking food, you know? So it's it's definitely something I need to talk about with like my therapist and everything. I'm just kind of like, I didn't realize how much of that statement would affect me in a way. So I made another vision board. Like, I have a vision board, obviously, that I did with my friends. I made another one, and I'll present both of them. I think that video will come out in like a couple weeks. I still have to like to film and everything, but it's kind of like stating what I want. So like one of them is a house. I know. Ooh, as someone who like hates commitment, a house is a huge commitment. So I'm like, okay, how do I get to a house? And I think I really just need to go to like some sort of resume workshop to clean it up, because I do think I have essential skills, especially for the office, that I could get higher paying jobs. The problem is I really like my boss and the company I work for, and since I've started paying my own health insurance, like that's in the back of my mind because it's cheaper because I work for a health insurance company. But like if I go to another place, like it's gonna be like double of what I pay, you know? And like in the long run, it does help me out with taxes because, you know, it's a pre-tax deduction, which is really nice. But, you know, I'm thinking about that if I transfer to another job. So, and then I'm just like, what do I want to do with my life? Because that's really, that's kind of just like the end goal of anything, really. It's like, what do I want to do? What's going to make me happy? And I like event planning and I like traveling, you know, but, but like, I don't know. And I just don't know how. And I don't really want to be an entrepreneur because I don't have like a solid business plan. If I had a solid business plan, that would be different. But my idea is just to have fun, you know? Okay, that's really not anything groundbreaking. That's nothing to report, you know? So I think this is just being part of your 20s is you're a little confused. And I feel like I'm a little bit more confused than most 20-year-olds, but I think I'm just kind of like looking at all the amazing women and men around me who have just been inspired. A lot of people are inspired by their own children or their own background. And like, I had a really good childhood. I don't have kids, you know? So, like, there's nothing inspiring me to move past because I'm like, I'm really happy. I'm actually pretty content. I'm just worried about the future. Like, which is so weird. Like, I've always wanted like an apartment on my own and I'm living that dream, you know? I should be proud of that, but I feel like I'm just not doing enough to, you know, appease the stakeholders. The stakeholders being my parents. So, and I'm already, you know, I haven't signed up for those classes yet, due to the fact that I can't really afford to just pay out of pocket and then get reimbursed by my company. Like, and that's really like I have to save up to make a down payment on a class. And then on top of that, books and stuff. So that's really kind of frustrating for me personally because I just feel like if I was smarter in the past, you know, it would have been a lot better. But obviously, you know, hindsight's 2020, so we can only move forward. And with that being said, with that all being said, um, it's just been a rough week for me again. I really haven't walked much. I've tried. I like I said, I would come back home and crash and then eat and then go back to sleep. Like that's kind of just been my routine. And like I tried to go out for a walk once that wasn't, you know, on my normal bus walk, and it was literally like around the block. Like I was like I can't do it anymore. I don't know why I'm just not feeling this zest that I used to have. And I think I go through periods like this every now and then, but it just hit me harder than usual. So I am gonna try to start walking again. I I don't really want to wear my Fitbit because it gives me a rash every time I wear it. So I'm not gonna wear like a monitor or anything, but I'm definitely need to just set aside some time. Like I'm going to this walking group tomorrow that's free to join. You just show up, like they tell you the place to show up at and you go. So I'm going to do that. Um, and hopefully make some new friends because I love my friends that I currently have, and they are all living their busy and best lives, but they're all kind of far away from me. And like for some of you, a 20-minute drive's not far, which is great and all. But one, kind of hate driving. Ooh, ooh, kind of hate driving. Two, I really like my area, and so I want to meet people who live around here to get to know the area better and to make more of a connection here because I feel like I'm gravitating toward this other place, but I really actually don't I don't like suburbia, and that's where they live. And that's nothing against them. Like I'm glad they're happy and they're living there, but like gag me with a spoon. Like I love living in a city. I love the area I'm in too because it's relatively walkable. Like if my car was in the shop or something, first of all, I could walk to the shop. Second of all, there's at least 3 groceries nearby, plus like hundreds of restaurants. Not really, but like it's pretty accessible walking wise and bike riding too, but I don't really have room for a bike riding area. And then there's like 2 parks around me, you know. So I just really enjoy this area and so I want to get to know more people who live here and like have, you know, more of a community connection. So that's really, I mean, I had all these updates and that was really it. I just kind of went on a very emotional tangent. So I do apologize for that, everyone. But the final thing I want to leave off of is, so last time I was 310, right? So this time I put on a sweatshirt, a sweatpants, slippers, and that's really all I had on whenever I weighed myself. So I stepped on the scale and I was 308. So we're in good shape there. But I just need to be more active because I do feel like my back's starting to hurt a little bit more. Like I'm just feeling so arthritis-y. I don't have arthritis, but I just feel, you know. Yeah. So let me know if you have a 5-year plan and if you feel like this. And then also on top of that, look at my nails. I did them myself. They are so bumpy and bad, but we're gonna get better. So I'm not too worried, but I'm also like, I saved $50 for this, But like I said, I will prevail. I will get better. And another question I want to leave you guys with is, what is your walk-in song or your walk-up song? Like, if there was a movie about you and you're walking into the setting, the main setting, what's that song playing? I think either, as much as I just had like an emotional breakdown about my physical and mental self, I think it would be Don't Ya by the Pussycat Dolls. I really do. Like, just, you know, I wish I could play music, but even though I'm literally not anyone on YouTube, like, I'll still get in trouble. Is that stupid? So, I hope you guys had a better week than I did. I'm praying that I'll have a better week. And I'll keep you guys updated on everything. Thank you for all the support. And hope you have a good day.